This case should do two things. One, it should serve as a reminder of how important these civil rights laws are and how important the work of the nameless and faceless people that do it every day, not because it's financially beneficial for them, but because it's right. And that they need to continue to do it because it's going to affect our society for hundreds of years. And the second thing it should do, this should serve as a warning to any financial institution that in 2024 is still discriminating on the basis of race. What you do in secret will be shouted from the rooftops. The secret's out. And if you're not going to make your practices better, we're coming for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney Peter Silva. Now you will hear from the people who were affected most by this pattern and practice of biased home lending. The first person you will hear from is Marie Peretta, and she has some special guests with her. Marie.
Good morning. My name is Marie Peretta. This is my husband, Manuel Peretta, and I'm getting emotional. Sorry. We live in Temecula, California. My husband served in the United States Marine Corps as a reserve. He ranked as a corporal. We became members of Navy Federal because we believed that they treated service members fairly. In 2022, we decided to purchase a home, and we went to Navy Federal because we trusted them and trusted that they would treat us fairly as well. At the time, my husband and I made a combined income of several hundreds of thousands of dollars. We had no debt, therefore our credit ratio was good, our credit was good, and there was no question that we qualified for the loan. We would qualify for the loan. And despite all of this, Navy Federal denied our application. So we lost out on that home. We were later able to get a loan from another lender, but the delay caused the interest rates to go up, and the house that we purchased was more expensive. So we are paying more than we would have if Navy Federal had approved us. These extra monthly costs have caused additional and unnecessary financial strain on our family. When Navy Federal denied our loan application to buy our home, we couldn't understand. We were furious, we were shocked, and dumbfounded. But now it all makes sense. I know now that we weren't the only ones, and that there are others that have faced the same discriminatory treatment that we did. Some of my peers are right here. It is time for Navy Federal to make up for all the hurt that they've caused. Navy Federal, do better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Marie and Emmanuel, and thank you for your service, Emmanuel. Next, we will hear from Mr. Bob Otandi, who you all know was featured in the CNN interview. Here he is to tell you his story himself. Bob.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. My name is Bob Otondi. I'm an immigrant from Kenya. I came to the US in 1998 to pursue the American dream, build a business, raise a family, and hopefully find a good home. Over the past 26 years, with the grace of God, I've done my best. But the path has not always been easy. This was made more difficult by Navy Federal, and I will explain why. In September of 2021, my family and I found a dream home in Dallas, Texas. We would drive by and see this place. We would go in. The kids loved the pool. And coming from a developing country, this was a dream come true. I filled the application, got a pre-approval. put the money down, did what they all asked me to do, plus more. You can imagine my bewilderment when 2 weeks to closing, in the middle of escrow, my application was denied. It was embarrassing, stressful, and I felt I let my family down. You can imagine going home and telling the kids, we didn't get the house. However, I knew I was qualified. I knew I provided whatever they asked for, plus more. And with the help of my realtor, we were able to, in 2 weeks, close with a different lender. I now know that the reason Navy Federal denied my mortgage application was because of my race. And that is very wrong. And flies in the face of everything that makes this country great. My peers and I have brought this lawsuit to hold Navy Federal accountable for its actions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bob. Thank you so much, Bob. And next, we will hear from Ms. Christina Hill to tell you about what happened to her. Ms. Hill.
Hello. Excuse me. My name is Christina Hill. I'm from San Diego, California. In 1990, I enlisted in the United States Navy, where I served until 2015, reaching the rank of E4. In the course of my service, I was injured while on board the deck of a Navy ship. I am a disabled veteran. I'm proud of my military service. It gave me training, opportunities that allowed me to give my 4 children and now grandchildren opportunities that I did not have growing up. I started banking with Navy Federal in 1991 because they had branches on the base, and I've remained loyal to Navy Federal as a member for over 30 years. I trusted Navy Federal. In September 2021, I applied for a cash-out refinance loan with Navy Federal in order to make improvements to my home and take advantage of the low interest rate. Despite my long-standing relationship with Navy Federal, being more than qualified for the loan I sought, Navy Federal denied my application. Excuse me. When I found out that Navy Federal denied my application, I felt defeated. This is the first home I've ever owned, and I wanted to make improvements to leave the home to my family. My pride was shattered. If Navy Federal, my bank for over 30 years, would not give me a loan, I did not believe that another bank would. I've had to save and budget to make small improvements, one at a time, rather than all at once. I've lost out on the opportunity to borrow money at the low interest rate that was available to me in 2021. This December, I was shocked when I saw the CNN report detailing Navy Federal's discrimination against people that look like me. Navy Federal is supposed to serve the military community, and there are so many people that look like me that honorably served their country every year in the armed forces. Navy Federal needs to come clean and make it right.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. And the last veteran you will hear from is Carl Carr to tell you what happened in his situation. Mr. Carr. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Take your time.
Good morning / good afternoon. I'm very nervous. I try to get through this the best as I can. My name is Carl Carr. In 1982, I enlisted in the United States Navy, where I served until I was honorably discharged in 1986. I joined when I was an inner city kid in Newark, New Jersey. The Navy offered direction and opportunity to kids like me. It gave me a chance to see the world and to serve and get money in my pocket. I served on one peacekeeping mission, one after the other, in the Middle East, Iran, Syria, Beirut, and more. In 2021, after lots of research, my wife and I decided to move to North Carolina. We started searching for a home. It took us months and months to find the home that we love. We found our dream home. We turned to Navy Federal because we trusted them. Sorry. I've been with Navy Federal since 1982. I thought it was a slam dunk. Being African American, we knew that we just couldn't be equal, we had to be better. We knew we had to surpass all the criteria: income, DTI, cash in the bank. We were the ideal applicants. We were proud when Navy Federal pre-approved us and then eventually conditionally approved us. We started sharing the exciting news with our family and friends. But just 2 days before closing, sorry, man.
No, man, take your time.
Just 2 days before closing, we got denied. Let's skip through this, man. We had to go back to the drawing board. Eventually, we did find the home that we love. However, Navy Federal discriminated against us because of our color. Navy Federal this is wrong. Do better. Make it right. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carr. And the final person you will hear from before we take questions is Attorney Sue Ann Robinson.
I'll be super brief. Navy Federal undoubtedly will say that these veterans and their families are lying. But the numbers that have been discussed today, they don't lie. A 29% gap in black-white approval of mortgage loans is the largest gap of any major lender. The numbers don't lie. And Navy Federal cannot turn a blind eye to these members, to these customers, to the discrimination. They have a duty to do what's right. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Robinson. If we all get a little closer, we will take a few questions if there are any. If you have any questions, and we know a lot of people.
The victims, can you talk about what it was like to discover there was other individuals? It wasn't just you. You found out this happened to others.
As I had stated before, when this was in December, I was scrolling through my phone and, the news pops up and I saw, Bob, and I was like, it makes sense now. And then I saw the whole report. Then I did research and I looked up Ben and I was like, I need to get a hold of him. And so I did all my research and found the number. I emailed and I called and called, but it made sense when I saw the report. I was like, okay.
And how did it make you feel?
Infuriating, I was telling them earlier that I'm the type of person that, and I'll appeal stuff, and, if I don't feel it's right, and I appealed it. And no matter what I said to them, it was, you didn't make a case, right? So we stand on the call. There's no ifs, no buts. It's what we say. And so, and I was like, well, I want to talk to your supervisor. And they were like, well, this is so-and-so. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do. Okay, well, I want to talk to your supervisor. Can't talk to my supervisor. Okay, well, who's your supervisor? Can't talk to my Is there anybody I can talk to? No, this is our decision.
And it was just denied,
And it was
denied.
denied. So it's infuriating, to say the least.
Ms. Shannon, about how you feel when you found out it wasn't.
Having a long-term relationship with a financial institution for 30 years, I felt defeated. I lost trust in Navy Federal, and I'm infuriated. I'm upset. It's 2021, and now we're in 2024, and I have a flood of emotions that I'm feeling. And when I saw the article with Bob, those emotions came back even harder. So I'm very upset, very upset. Thank you.
Mr. Carter, you
Yes. Trying to forget about the case. Like some of the others said, we tried to move on, but when we saw the interview with Mr. Bob on CNN, again, it just conjured up those feelings, and not good feelings, you know. And I'm just glad that now our voices are being heard in Navy Federal. You can't deny this.
Any other questions? If not, we will continue to keep you updated. Attorney Silva, Attorney Gusler, Adam Levitt, Attorney Hassan, Attorney Robertson, we will make available the lawsuit if you contact our website, bencrump.com, DeCello Levitt. We'll get you the complaint. And the one thing we continue to say to Navy Federal, Wells Fargo, these lending institutions who have the numbers, you have the statistics. There is no way to deny the statistics. I mean, denying 52% of black borrowers, denying 44% Hispanic borrowers, only denying 23% white borrowers. Those numbers cannot be explained. They cannot be justified without offering discriminatory reasons. As our clients have said, Navy Federal, our hundreds of clients have said, Navy Federal, do better. Thank you.